Hello, everybody. Welcome back. You know what time it is. It is time for NFL Week 5 predictions. Now, we're going to start today's video with a small recap of last week, and then get into my records, and then the predictions for this week. All right, so let's start with the Thursday night game from last week. We had the Seattle Seahawks beating the Arizona Cardinals 23-20. Good game for my Seahawks, and yeah, Cardinals are mid. Vikings and Steelers, they played a good game in Ireland. Vikings ran a little comeback, but couldn't get it done completely. But it was like 24 to something. I think the Vikings weren't playing very well. I think it was like 24-6 for a while. And then the Vikings made a comeback. There was a comeback effort, and I give them credit for pushing. Sorry, excuse me. Falcons take care of the Commanders 34-27. Another shutout. We had one a little bit ago with the Falcons and Panthers. Texans beat the Titans 26-0. That's insane. 34-10, the Lions take care of the Browns, something the Packers couldn't do for some reason. 31-19, the Bills handle the Saints, and the Patriots really handle the Panthers. 42-13. Insanity. Insanity right there. What's next? Giants did the upset and beat the Chargers 21-18. I don't think that the Giants are gonna not the Giants. The Chargers are gonna completely fall off after this loss. It's just one of those games that you gotta remember every given Sunday is a thing, and stuff like this happens. So, right in the middle of my recap, we're gonna cover the my record. It's looking good. We got a lot of games correct. However, you might notice one thing. The Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers tied, which really fucking sucks because I hate ties, and I don't think we've had a tie in the NFL for a couple years now. I think it's been like maybe 2 seasons since we've had a tie. I don't know. I don't remember the last time we had a tie. But most of my predictions were right, and I'm a little. They need to get rid of ties, to be honest. Like, what does it do? What's the purpose of having the ties in the NFL? Really? Because I think it just kind of fucks with shit more than it does anything. All right, the Philadelphia Eagles take care of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-25. The Buccaneers made it tight. They made a small comeback because they weren't doing very well at the beginning of the game. They made a push, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. The Colts finally fall 27-20. The Rams take care of them, and the Rams are 3-1, and the Colts are also 3-1, obviously. But the Colts finally lose, and they'll probably win again this week because they're playing the Raiders, but yeah. The Jacksonville Jaguars take care of the 49ers, and well, the 49ers are becoming the IR 49ers, or the IR Niners. It's getting worse for them. Ricky Pearsall, Brock Purdy, and Juwan Jennings are all out for week 5. So, you know who I got when they play the Rams on Thursday night, which is tonight. 25-24, the Raiders and Bears had a pretty nice matchup. 25-24, Bears take it in a blocked field goal. They're really good at doing that, making that happen. The Bears are, what's their record so far? They're 2-2. They're looking solid. They're looking decent because, I don't know, we'll have to see more, but so far they're playing good ball. They're playing way better than they were last year, that's for sure. All right, the Chiefs handle the Ravens 34-20, 37-20, my bad. Lamar Jackson has an injury. I believe he might be out for week 5. And the Ravens aren't looking very good. This might be one of those years where, I don't know, it's not looking good for them. But then you wonder, like, well, I mean, they're probably still going to win their division, I think, unless the Steelers can really pick it up. But I don't think that's going to happen. But Lamar Jackson's out for this week, I think. I can't say for sure. But yeah, and then we obviously had the Sunday night game that was 40-40. How do you score 40 points and you can't win the game? Outrageous, dude. Outrageous. Next game, Jets are 0-4 and they lose to the Dolphins 27-21. Jets, I'm not sure when they're going to get their first win, but they're 0-4 and yeah. The Broncos handle the Bungles 28-3. And we got to have a serious conversation about the Bungles when we get to their game later on. Yeah, anyways, that's our recap. So let's get into week 5. Tonight we have the San Francisco 49ers going against the Los Angeles Rams. And I already know where I'm going with. Even without the injuries, though, if Brock Purdy was playing this game, and if Juwan Jennings and Enrique Pearsall were playing this game, I would still go with the Rams. I'm a Seahawks fan, obviously. I do not like the Rams, and I do not like the 49ers. But one of his teams have to win. I don't think they're going to tie. And especially with the Niners being completely injured on offense, it's at a point to where I think the Niners season might generally be cooked. Because think about it. They just can't stay healthy. Maybe they got to fire the medical staff, dude. I don't know what they're doing. What are they feeding them in that cafeteria over there? I don't know. In that facility they got over there. But the Rams are without Brock Purdy. They're without Ricky Pearsall. And they're without Juwan Jennings. What offense do they have? There is absolutely no scenario where the 49ers win this game unless they heavily just and they can't even go with the strategy of just heavily running it because Christian McCaffrey is also injury prone, and if he gets hurt, then their season's definitely done for. But this is an easy Rams win. The 49ers are too injured to even compete, and it might just be done for them this season, I think. But who knows? Maybe I'm going to eat my words later on. All right, another game in the European land. We have this time it's in England though, not Ireland. The Minnesota Vikings versus the Cleveland Browns. And what did the British do to see the Cleveland poo stains play over there? Terrible. They deserve to see a peak matchup, not this. The Browns have an abysmal offense, but they have a really good defense. And the Vikings, I don't know if JJ McCarthy's back yet. I don't know if he is. I don't know if he's playing yet. Is JJ McCarthy going to be back? I can't say for sure. So he might be back. He might not be back. Don't take my word for it. But I'm going to go with the Vikings, whether Carson Wentz is playing or JJ McCarthy's playing. The Browns are just not good. They just recently announced Dylan Gabriel is going to be their starter. So they're taking out old Joe Flacco, which is probably for the best because he's not good anymore. He's not going to do anything for this team. Granted, I don't think anything's going to happen with this. But this is just one of those games where the Browns just lose. You know, that's kind of how it is. The Vikings are more used to playing over there since they were over there or in that area in Ireland, you know, same time. I think they're on the same time zone, whatever. So it's really not much of a difference for them to jump from Ireland to the UK. So I think the Vikings are just going to have the advantage. I don't think the Browns have played in the UK ever, or at least not in a long time. So I'm going to go with the Vikings, though. And, yeah. All right, next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Indianapolis Colts. I don't even feel bad for Geno. He's just playing bad. Like, when he was with the Seahawks, he wasn't throwing this many picks, but he's been throwing 3 picks per game almost. He has, like, the most interceptions in the season so far. It's not looking good over there. The Raiders definitely need a quarterback change, but I think they're going to stick with Geno for the rest of the year, which is going to probably result in having I don't know why he's playing like this because he did not. I mean, he wasn't perfect in Seattle, but he did not play this bad in Seattle. So I don't know if it's just the Raiders being bad and the Raiders are a curse or something, but it's not going good. And this is the type of game where the Colts probably bounce back. They lost to the Rams, but they're going to win this game because what do the Raiders have that can truly, obviously they have Max Crosby, one of the best defensive players out there, but and Ashton Jeanty had his breakout game last week, but still, I don't think it's going to be enough to beat this Colts team. So I got the Colts beating the Raiders. All right, next game. This is a good one. Eagles Broncos. Now the Broncos just handled the Bungles, but the Eagles are not the Bungles. The Eagles are defending Super Bowl champs. They have been playing a bit slobby in the first half of games, but then they lock in the second half. And it doesn't really matter what happens in that first half. There could be fumbles, there could be fourth down failures, there could be all kinds of stuff. And they still find a way to win in the second, third, and fourth quarter. So, I don't know. This Broncos team has not been playing up to expectations 100% because they had a little bit more higher expectations coming off of last season after making a wild card appearance. But this Broncos defense is good still. I think this Broncos defense is still good. This Broncos offense is pretty good too. I don't know though. I like the Broncos. I like the Broncos to win this game, but I don't know if I want to go with that bet. I like this Broncos team. I think they'll give the Eagles a tough time, but I think at the end of the day, the Eagles should probably win this game. I just think the Eagles are just like, I don't know. They're not going to be stoppable, at least not anytime soon. I'm not sure when they'll get their first loss, and it could be here. And I would love that for the Broncos because I think the Broncos are a good team. But again, I have to go with honestly just the better team. And I'm going to go with the Eagles to win this game. Although again, if this is the game, if any of the games the Eagles are to lose, this might be one of them. But that Broncos defense is good. All right, we'll handle that. But again, I'm going to go with the Eagles to win this game. All right, next game: Houston Texans versus Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, is he playing? I don't know yet. Let me go. Let me check. I'm checking on my laptop. I'm pretty sure he's out for this game. I'm pretty sure he's out for this game. Yeah. Okay, yeah. He's gonna be out. Sorry, I had to check. I don't know if this really changes my prediction because this is one of those things where like the Texans have not been playing good at all this year. The Texans have actually been playing like shit. They finally got their first win, but that's over a bad Titans team. The Ravens are going to be without Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens defense have not been playing that good this year. But and the Texans have a good defense too, though. The Texans have a solid defense themselves, but the problem is their offensive line is abysmal. So this leaves me one question. What's going to happen? Is the team with the defense that have not been playing that well, or is the team with the terrible offensive line going to find a way to win? And I don't really know because the Ravens are without Lamar Jackson. All they have to do is kind of just play good ball, and they should win this game. But again, the Texans have a solid defense. While the Texans, my bad, the Texans have a solid defense. The Ravens have a good, deadly offense, but their defense has not been playing to standard. Really, they allowed the Chiefs to put 37 on them. They allowed 40 points in Week 1, and they took care of the Browns, but that's because the Browns' offense is terrible. So we really got to have a conversation with this Ravens team because they really just have not been playing like your vintage Ravens like they have over the past few seasons, where their defense is dominant and their offense is fireworks. It's a firework offense, and their defense is lights out. It's not really looking like that this year so far. Now again, it's only week 5. That can easily change by week 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, whatever. But so far, this Ravens team has not been playing to standard, and I'm really wondering how would this affect them. I know it's early season. This could easily change, and the Ravens could be playing in the AFC Championship at the end of this year. But still, you just have to wonder: is that really going to happen with how they're playing right now? I don't know. You got to take that into account. With this game, it's a little difficult because again, Ravens are without Lamar Jackson. You never know what's going to happen in the backup ranked team. And the Texans have a good defense, and they have a good offense, except they can't utilize the offense because CJ Stroud has no time to throw. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Texans here. I think if the Texans, I don't know actually. I don't know, man. I think I'm just gonna go with the Texans because you can't really try. Who's the backup quarterback for the Ravens in the first place? Is Tyler Huntley still there? Or is someone else there now? No, isn't it Cooper Rush? I swear I saw Cooper Rush's name on the stat sheet last time. Hang on, my laptop's being slow. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm not trying to pull up the Rams game. Get out of here. Hang on. I'm trying to pull it up. I forgot who their backup is, guys. I'm sorry. Lord have mercy. Why is my laptop so slow right now? It's like trying to sabotage me. Like I have to go to work at 2, and I got to get this video out before then, because obviously I'm getting off at 7, and I always want to get my videos out before the Thursday night game, and obviously I wanted to drop this video yesterday, but I couldn't. I had stuff get out of the way. All right, did Tyler Huntley play last week? Because I swear I saw a thing. I don't want to look at game stats. I want to look at player stats. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, Cooper Rush is their backup. Okay. He's not very good. So, I'm going to go with the Texans. That's just being honest. Cooper Rush is not a very good backup. Sorry. I'm just going to go with the Texans. Even though their offensive line is terrible, I'm going to go with the Texans. Now, I could eat my words. I could be very wrong. All right, next game. Miami Dolphins versus the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers just got touched by the Patriots. And the Dolphins just got their very first win. Now, Tyreek Hill's out for the year or something. He's injured. It was a pretty bad looking injury. Hopefully for a speedy recovery for him. He's definitely probably not going to be playing on the Dolphins. Um, I like the Panthers team. I do. I think they're building something a little bit. I don't know. We truly don't really know if Bryce Young is 100% the answer because he's been playing up and down. So you really don't know what it is with him. Um, I think I'm going to go with the better team, though. I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are better in a lot of areas. Other than their secondary is absolutely abysmal. That's the thing. Their secondary is not very good. And the Panthers have some pretty good receivers and a good rookie you all know the name of. So I don't know. If the Panthers can take advantage of that awful, terrible secondary of the Dolphins, they can probably win this game. But if the Dolphins can, take advantage of the not so good Panthers defense, then they can win this game. But I don't know. I think I just have to go with the better team in my opinion, and I'm going to go with the Panthers. Not the Panthers, the Dolphins. I got the Dolphins beating the Panthers in Carolina. The Panthers will lose this game, and yeah. All right, next game. Coming off a tie, the Dallas Cowboys against the New Jersey Jets. They deserve that name because they're 0-4. I think they're going to be 0-5 after this week. The Jets are one of those teams, no matter how much goddamn talent they have, they for some reason just cannot put anything together. They have some of the best players in the league. They have Garrett Wilson, a very talented wide receiver whose young career is being wasted in New Jersey. And then you have Quentin Williams, Brees Hall, freaking Sauce Gardner, and many other good players who are generally having their time wasted on this abysmal team. I don't know why. They can have anybody. You can give them freaking Christian. You can give them Derrick Henry or the best running back in the league, whoever. And you can give them anybody, and they'd still find a way to not be able to put anything together. You can give them freaking, You could give them Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and they'd still find a way to not put them together. So, this Jets team is just frustrating because no matter what, they can just. This is one of those years where you thought, oh, hey, maybe they can, do a little bit of something. They got Justin Fields, a small upgrade over Aaron Rodgers, at least how Aaron Rodgers played last year. But really, it's not looking like an upgrade at all. Aaron Rodgers he's not playing terrible. He's actually playing solid, he's playing pretty good for the most part. He's definitely playing better than Justin Fields, and I'm just at a point like, I think the Jets are going to fall to 0-5 right here. This Cowboys team, they're not very good either. Their defense is not very good. All right, that's one thing. Their defense, bad. It's clearly losing Micah Parsons. It's a difference. But this Cowboys defense is not very good. But their offense is good enough to beat this Jets team. So I got the Jets. I almost said the Jets. I would have been crazy. I got the Cowboys win this game. They're just a better team, and the Jets are just the Jets. The same old Jets, and they always will be until like this curse is lifted. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they pissed off a witch or something. But this team is cursed. You can give them prime Tom Brady, and they still find a way to not win. All right, next game. The New York Jets, not New York Jets, God. New York Giants versus the New Orleans Aints. We're calling the Saints the Aints because they ain't shit. Okay, Giants win. The Giants are a better team, all around. Jackson Dart played very well against the Chargers, and he is, so far, even though it's just one game, I'm not going to completely glaze him, but if he can continue his play, he is the future in New York. All right, he is the future, and the Giants have their guy. All they got to do is build around him because they got a really good defensive line. Their offense, unfortunately, are without Malik Neighbors, and that's terrible. All right, they got to get rid of that fucking turf field at MetLife Stadium. I don't know what the hell was wrong with that field, but that field's cursed. Man, that sucks though. I think, but even without Malik Neighbors, this Saints team is horrible, and I think the Giants are going to win. So the Saints are going to continue their losing streak. They're going to drop to 0-5 as well. And also, I think it's time maybe they get rid of Mr. Spencer Rattler, because I don't think he's doing shit for this team. Maybe give Tyler Shaw a chance. I think that's his name, Shaw or whatever. Give him a little bit of a shot because, to be honest, you're already 0-4. What worse can happen if you give this guy a shot at least? You draft him in the second round, give him a shot and see what he can do. He probably won't be able to do much. This team is terrible, but let him give him a shot because I think at this point, Spencer Rattler, you're not going to get a single win with him at all. I think he's like 0-10 as a starter, so it's going to jump to 0-11. I think they got to try the other guy, give him a shot. Again, he probably won't emulate this team too much, even if he might be good. This team is just not good. All right, put anybody behind that team and no one's gonna be able to succeed. All right, but I already said I got the Giants winning this game. They should be able to win this game pretty easily. They're a much better team, especially on defense. All right, next game, the Tennessee Titans versus the Arizona Cardinals. Um, I feel bad for the Titans. I feel bad for my glorious King Tyler Lockett. I want the Titans to win this game, but I don't think I could seriously pick them because they're just not very good. Cam Ward, I think, is a good quarterback. I know he's not playing perfectly, but what do you really expect him to do with that offense that isn't very good? And their defense is pretty solid, though. That's the one thing. Their defense is good. Their defense is playing pretty good. Their offense is just not it. I think Cam Ward is the potential guy. You know, he's making good plays. Yeah, he's not playing perfect, but again, what do you expect him to do with that offense? It's not very good. It's not many weapons. He needs more weapons, and that's why next year they got to prioritize getting weapons on that offense. Whether it's some good receiver, or running back, or a tight end or something, they need weapons for him. So I think this team is very undisciplined though, and they also need a coaching change. I think Brian Callahan or whatever the fuck his name is terrible. And I love my glorious King Tyler Lock, and I do like Cam Ward. I think he could potentially be the guy in Tennessee, but they're going to drop to 0-5 as well. I think this Cardinals team, even though they're mid, they're a lot better. Yeah, I got the Cardinals winning this game. Yeah, sorry, Titans. All right, next game, my Seattle Seahawks versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This game is a little hard because the Buccaneers are a very good team. And this is one of those games that look like, okay, if the Seahawks are going to lose, this is probably the game. But, again, the Buccaneers are injured. Bucky Irvin's out, Mike Evans is out. But this Buccaneers team is really good at making late game comebacks. They've been doing it like almost every game. They almost pulled it off against the Eagles. So, I think this is not. It might sound like a bias pick, obviously. I think my Seahawks can pull this off. The Seahawks are looking very good on defense. All right, they're looking very good on defense. The offense is playing very well. I think the Seahawks can overcome and take care of this game. I know the Buccaneers are a very good team. I like the Buccaneers a lot, but their injuries are definitely going to pile up, and it sucks for them. But I think my Seahawks can take advantage of that, especially with the defensive factor. Our defense is just playing very well. They're playing good. They're playing great. You know, it's been a long time for the Seahawks since they've had a really good defense. You know, over the past few years, our defense has either been really mid or awful. And I don't know. I think the defense is finally looking great. And yeah, this is a game they can win with their defense, and especially the offense. The offense can definitely play lights out too. Played really good. So I got the Seahawks beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, this game is going to be a manslaughter. The Detroit Lions versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Now we got to have a serious talk about the Bengals though. They have to find a different option at quarterback right now. Joe Burrow's out for a majority of the year. Jake Browning sucks. They have to trade for somebody. I don't know who, but they have to. And I've seen some people saying they should trade for Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins isn't very good. Don't trade for that guy. He's also too expensive. Do not trade for Kirk Cousins. He's mid. Honestly, I think their best bet is either trading for Jameis Winston, which he's not elite either, but I think he could probably elevate this team a little bit more than freaking Jake Browning, or trade for Russell Wilson. And that saying Russell Wilson might be crazy, but I think I think having Russell Wilson or really anybody would overall elevate this team at least by like 20% more than continue with Jake Browning, because he's not going to do it. He's not. And this Bengals team is really talented on offense, but their defense is abysmal. So really, and also their offensive line is bad. So really, you could even put like, I don't know, you could put anyone behind that offensive line, they won't be able to really succeed just because again it's so bad. But I think the Bengals really have to consider trading for somebody because their season's practically done for. They had a 2-0 start. They're now 2-2, and it's going to go to 2-3 because this Lions offense is going to have a field day against this awful Bengals defense, and it's done for the Bengals in this game. But again, it might be done for them for the season. But if they want to at least look a little bit better on paper, they need to trade for somebody, and I'm going to say Russell Wilson, to be honest. They need to do something because Jake Browning sucks. And do not trade for Kirk Cousins because he's overpriced and he's also mid. So the Bengals need to do something. But overall, I got the Lions winning this game. The Lions offense is going to, again, have a great day against this Bengals defense. The Bengals offense might be able to put up a few, actually, probably not even. They put 3 points against the freaking Broncos. Do you think they're going to be able to put up a touchdown? I don't know. They might put up a field goal or two, maybe 1 touchdown. But yeah, I got the Lions win this game in manslaughter. Lions by whatever the hell they want. All right, Washington Commanders versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I don't know if Jaden Daniels is back this game. Is Jaden Daniels back? I'm trying to find out. I don't know yet. Hold on. Okay, it's being slow. I don't have time to wait for it. But I don't know. I think he might be back. Hold on. I'm gonna check. I'm sorry. Is Jaden Daniels gonna play next game? Okay, I accidentally googled if is jaywalking illegal. No, I don't want to. I already know that. Or he's supposed to. He's returning to practice and he's supposed to play against the Chargers. But I think they're still without Terry McLaurin. My bad. I don't know. I think this Chargers team is still very good, and even if Jaden Daniels does play, I think I'm going to lean with the Chargers. I know they lost the Giants last week, but the Giants again, any given Sunday's a thing, and I don't think we should all instantly invalidate the freaking Chargers because they lost the Giants, because the Giants played very well, and when you play well like that, you deserve to win. So I got the Chargers to win this game, though. I think they're just a better team overall. The Commanders are very good, right? I do believe that. The Commanders are a good team. But I'm going to lean with the Chargers. If they can recover from last week, which they should be able to, I don't think they're going to instantly fall off a cliff after losing that game. I think the Chargers should win this game. And yeah, I got the Chargers beating the Commanders. All right. Pretty boring. Actually, not really boring, but pretty just regular Sunday night game. We have the Patriots versus the Bills. I got the Bills winning. The Patriots are a definitely an up-and-coming team. It'll take a little while for them to really become a contender. And they are looking nice in some areas. They handled the Panthers last week. They've had some good wins so far. What's their record? Aren't they they're 2-2. This is probably the best they've looked in a while. You know? But the Bills are the Bills. The Bills are an elite team. And the Bills are going to be 5-0. I think the Bills are going to win this game. I think the Patriots, again, they will be good in a couple years. They will be good in like 2 years, maybe. Maybe even just 1. I just think one thing they need to focus on is giving their offense more firepower and also their defense. Because right now, their offense doesn't have a whole lot of firepower, right? Firepower matters on offense. And also having a good defense. So, I don't know. They got to try to do a little bit of both next year in the draft and also free agency and whatever trades. I think overall, this Patriots team, though, Drake May's a pretty good quarterback. They got what they need. If they can build upon that, they can be a good team soon. And they can be a contender against the Bills for the division. But right now, that's not happening. I got the Bills winning this game pretty easily. Not easily, but divisional games can go either way, really. But, I got the Bills winning this game. All right. Monday Night Football. We have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's think. All right. So, the Jaguars, they did beat the 49ers, and they have been looking really good so far. The Jaguars are... Get this, they are 3-1. This is the best the Jaguars have looked in a while. Their defense is also playing very well so far. Not great. They're not playing like extremely perfect, but they're playing good. They're playing pretty good. The Chiefs finally looked like the vintage Chiefs we all know against the Ravens last week. And if they can continue to play that way, they should win this game. If they fall off a cliff, the Jaguars will win this game. I like the Jags, what they're building for the most part. I think Trevor Lawrence might finally be the guy after 5 years. Who knows? Really depends. I mean, it took him long enough, but it's obviously more than just one season to really prove himself. He has to play better entirely, so we don't know yet. But I think the Chiefs should be able to win. It's in Jacksonville, I know. The Jags are at home, but if the Chiefs are back to the vintage Chiefs and they're done slopping around, they should win this game. This Jags team, I mean, they're good. They definitely have some good parts to them, especially on defense. But the Chiefs, if the Chiefs are back, the Jags are going to lose this game, and the Chiefs will win. So, yeah. Anyways, I got the Chiefs win against the Jags. And that is my Week 5 predictions. Oh, I'm looking ahead in the schedule. Ugh, the Giants are going to get beat. The next week's Thursday night game is the Eagles and Giants. I would include 2 weekly predictions in one, but I'm not going to do that. I'm looking ahead a bit, though. Oh, Thursday night game, Steelers, Bungles. Who knows? Maybe they'll trade for someone by then because they really need to. They really need to. All right, well, I guess that's going to wrap it up for today's video, I think. We're done. We did our predictions, If I look back on my predictions, right, if I think about it, I'm confident in most of my games. All right, I'm confident in actually most of these picks. There's a couple games I look at that could really go either way. I picked the Texans over the Ravens. I'm probably wrong about that. But I think, again, you never know with a backup brand team. You generally just never know what to expect with that. So that's kind of why I went with the Texans, because at least C.J. Stroud is playing. Another game I was a little tight on was the Broncos and Eagles, because, again, I think the Broncos are a good team, but I think the Eagles are just a lot better. They're better. But the Broncos can do it upset, and I believe it can happen, but I don't want to take a full-on bet on it. So I'm going to go with the Eagles, but if the Eagles lose, I will not be too surprised. I mean, I will be actually a little bit surprised, because the Eagles are playing very well, at least in the second half. For some reason, in the first half, they're like goofing around. It's like they're not playing super hard, but then once the second half hits around, they're all in. The Seahawks and Bucks game is a good one, too. I like the story with this game, though. If you think about the storyline for this game, two quarterbacks who were drafted very high. Sam Darnold, I think he was was he the number 3 overall pick or number 2? He was like something like that. He was a top 5 pick for sure, I think. He was like a number 3 to the Jets. And Baker Mayfield obviously being number 1 to the Browns. Baker Mayfield had a decent time, especially that one good year. I think when they went like 11-6 or something. And then he got injured, had a couple bad years, but it wasn't really on him because the Browns were just getting worse. He got sent over to the Panthers as punishment for not playing good enough, even though the Browns were terrible, because they wanted Deshaun Watson, who fucking sucks, by the way, and who's also a dirty, disgusting person. And then you have Sam Darnold, same thing, was on the Jets, got thrown out because the Jets were terrible, got thrown to the Panthers as punishment, went to the 49ers as a backup, and now went to the Vikings. Had a great year, and then my Seahawks gave him a chance. He's playing very good with the Seahawks. And then Baker Mayfield went to the Rams, had that crazy, I think it was a game against the Raiders where he was like there for like just a few days and he pulled off the win. Insane. And then obviously both teams have found their home, I think. Baker Mayfield with the Bucks, and honestly Sam Darnold with the Seahawks or the Vikings, because he played really well with the Vikings. But I think he generally is not just a one-year wonder so far. Now, that could easily change, but if he can generally play this consistent all year, including the postseason, this is looking very good for Sam Darnold. And Baker Mayfield also is a really good quarterback. This is, again, a good storyline. Both these teams, both these quarterbacks have been through a lot, but they've both overcome, and they became pretty fucking good. That's what I'll say. But I think my Seahawks can still take the advantage, because, again, the Buccaneers are injured in a lot of areas. And that sucks, because you just hate when injuries happen, But I'm confident on all my picks, Like, you look at the Rams and 49ers game, The 49ers are they're fucking injured like crazy. You gotta look at it like, oh man, they're so injured. It sucks. Yeah, that's my week 5 predictions. I'll see you guys next week for week 6 predictions. That's so crazy. Week 6, oh man. I have another video coming out later talking about the Game Pass prices. Absolutely absurd. I was going to drop that now, but I got to eat lunch and then get going for work. So I will drop that video later tonight around like 8 maybe 9. But I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be dropping later today. Have a great rest of your day, and see you guys in the next video.